Welcome to our fourth tutorial on using NotebookLM. You can see the previous tutorials by going to humanaugmented.com. So far, we've been looking at ways to upload documents to NotebookLM and work with them to generate various reports or interrogate them via the chat. In this particular lesson, we're going to look at ways that you can use NotebookLM alongside Google Gemini to generate compelling infographics of your various sources. In this lesson, we're going to use two of the Word documents that we generated previously, the FAQ and the timeline, to generate two very different style infographics in Google Gemini. First of all, let's open the FAQ. We see here a text outline of the key points drawn from our various documents and sources on the left. We copy and paste all of the text from here and go over to Google Gemini. What we want to do now is to generate an infographic. To this end, I type in a simple prompt. Generate an infographic from the following text. Present it in a blue, gold, and white theme with interactive graphics and charts. We then paste the text that we've copied across, and now for the most important step. Underneath the prompt where it says Tools, we want to click on Canvas. This is available in the free as well as the pro versions of Google Gemini, and when we click on the Run button, it will take us to the Gemini Canvas code editor. From here, it starts to generate the code that will turn our instructions into lines of HTML code. You can see that as Gemini works through the process, it's actually outputting all the lines of code, which eventually will be displayed when completed in the preview page as a visual infographic. By going down through this, what we can see is that this has produced a sophisticated piece of work in just a few seconds that would have taken a much longer time to code by hand. In addition to viewing this in the Google Gemini interface, you can click on Share and then Copy Contents. This copies the code itself, which you can then paste into a text editor. If I now go into my folder where I saved that code, you'll see here the file, and if I double-click on that, it now displays an HTML page that's been created from the text that I took from my original sources. As you can see, this becomes an incredibly powerful way to transform a whole range of sources into infographics that you can share and use to analyze texts. With that first document demonstrating the ability of using Google Gemini with NotebookLM, we'll make another example now. Rather than the FAQ, I'll click on the timeline, which was created previously. Again, I'll go down and copy and paste the information from the timeline, leaving aside the part for casting characters, and go back into Google Gemini. This time, I'll use it to create a slightly more sophisticated prompt. I'll ask it to create a timeline with a static header and a timeline beneath which scrolls horizontally, making it from the text below. I cut and paste the text, and then, once again, I select Canvas from the tools and click Run. After a few moments analyzing my prompt, Gemini opens the Canvas code editor, and once again, it will begin to transcribe the lines of code that will create an HTML page. As you can see when I scroll down the page, this is quite a complex piece of coding, but once it loads into the HTML preview page, it has created a pretty sophisticated-looking timeline with a minimum of effort. If you have an ability to edit HTML code, you can go back into the code section and work through different elements to change and modify your outputs. You can copy and paste from the Share button or even send a link to different people so that they can view the page from Google Gemini.